Big news for Ara History Untold. We finally know what the future brings for this game, and it is a lot. Stardock is in, and we also have the roadmap till after summer, the first premium DLC, so a lot to talk about. Let's get right to it. The first and probably biggest announcement for a lot of people is Stardock Entertainment is taking over, well, not taking over, but they're basically working now with Oxide Studios on Ara History Untold. Now, you might probably ask, who the hell is Stardock? Is that a good thing? And what exactly do they do? So, Stardock Entertainment is pretty old by now, at least in gaming company years. They have been existing for multiple decades at this point. They're mostly known for Sins of a Solar Empire 1 and 2, which, by the way, 2 is fantastic. Can only recommend. And they also made Galactic Civilization and some other games as well. So they have been around for quite some time, but the really interesting part here is that Stardock is basically the main company of Oxide. Stardock founded Oxide Studios, right? And so they were always connected. They even helped the development team when Ara got closer to the release of the game, and they had some issues with some of the specifics in the game. They couldn't really make it 100% work, so they reached out to Stardock and they were asking for their expertise and for their help for a few things. And so they aligned the game closer to what it is now. And they also said that one of the things they had, unfortunately, to leave a little bit behind was the military component and the diplomacy component, which is also two things they really want to work on. Okay, so what are they doing now exactly? Is Oxide not working on the game anymore? Is Xbox like not the publisher? What's going on here? Well, no, they are not replacing Xbox. They are not replacing Oxide. They are basically are an additional studio which is now helping to the day-to-day publisher duties because, well, let's be honest here, since Ara came out, Xbox hasn't really done too much when it comes to the publishing things like PR and working together with content creators or even like talking to the community. I think that was also like a little bit of a problem sometimes. Like Xbox was probably a good publisher for the release, but everything which came afterwards was like, if any, behind the scenes. So Stardock is seeing a reason that they could do it probably better and that they could help out here. So they are now taking over that. And that's how it sounds like a part of the Stardock team will also help to create more and new content. So that means we are getting new stuff faster and better, right? That's a good thing. So wait, is Stardock a good company? Is this a good thing for the Ara community? In my book, yes. Stardock doesn't really have any red flags. They didn't really have like a lot of, oh wow, that was bad kind of moments. Like as I said, their latest game, Sins of a Solar Empire 2, I very much enjoy it. It's definitely a great RTS. I liked it. And so they haven't really done anything wrong with that. They have been pushing out updates after updates after updates. They even had their first DLC, which was decent for what they offered. And so, all in all, I see Stardock as a win for Ara History Untold. So, now the next big question is, of course, what's next? What can we expect here? So they already gave us a roadmap, which you can, by the way, see right now here in the background. This is the roadmap from May to summer. Keep in mind, dates as always can change because, you know, game development is a fluid thing and a beast sometimes, and things do change. And the first 1.4 patch we are getting, yes, it seems like they are like two parts, is a new Earth map, living strategy map, warfare updates, AI city settling improvements, balance pass, performance optimization, and more. One of the biggest things they talked about, if you're wondering, new Earth map, what's that supposed to mean? It means that they are now trying out to make the maps twice the size. They talked a little bit more about this in a big blog post, which you can also find down below in the video description if you want to read the whole thing yourself. It's quite lengthy, and they're also talking a little bit about the history of Stardock and Oxide in that blog post. So definitely check it out. It was a good read. But one of the biggest things, as I said, is that they now want to double the size of the maps, and they are starting out with the new Earth map. So that means basically they are now doubling the amount of areas on the world map, which is a good thing, right? I think this was one of the biggest complaints from the community. It was definitely a complaint of me that whenever I was starting a new map, it just happened actually to me a few weeks ago when I started a new map. And I kid you not, I had 3 other civilizations in like 6 to 7 areas around my capital city. And I was like, what the heck is going on here? This is far too close. Oh, I remember that was always the case. And I never really liked that much. So glad that they are making now the maps bigger. The next one is the full 1.4 update, which is coming with an economy, man, I cannot English today, economy manager updates, arena multiplayer map, AI economy improvements, AI diplomacy improvements, and so on and so forth. Like, they really explained in the blog post that the AI is one of the things they want to focus on more, and diplomacy is one of the big areas they want to improve on. And if they can do that, oh my gosh. Like, that was one of my biggest complaints even a year ago in my review. And it's just great to see that they are now focusing on that. It's awesome. Then in June, we are also getting the first DLC, which is Untold Scenarios. Yes, this will be a premium DLC. So if you want this, you have to pay money for it, which gives new several scenarios, which I'm not too interested in. But we get new maps, new events, new amenities, new technologies, and that is already freaking awesome. And I'm looking forward to that, right? I will definitely check that out. And then in summer, keep in mind, summer is multiple months long. That can mean between June and technically September. So it's quite a bit away. We are getting version 2.0, and that is major design updates, new user experience, an influence system for diplomacy, per nation units, warfare overhaul, and AI personalities. So this is rather interesting. AI personalities in particular is something they kind of had in Ara very early, right? That basically the personalities were all like having their own thing going on and were simulated and whatnot. But unfortunately, it didn't really work out. They had to remove it, right? It was a great idea, but as that sometimes happens in game design, you can have some really awesome ideas, and then you just realize they don't really click with the other gameplay elements, and you have to scrap it. And it seems like they are now bringing that back, or at least they are trying to, and I'm really excited to check that out. Warfare Overhaul could be interesting. Per nation units is a big deal. This was also something a lot of people have mourned that wasn't really in Ara, and that we are now getting that with a free update is kind of mind-blowing and makes this game even better. Now, one last big question is, wow, that's a lot of stuff. What's going on here? Personal opinion, I think they smelled the blood in the water. I think they really did. Because let's be real here, the release of Civilization 7 was not necessarily the greatest. No, that doesn't mean that Civ 7 is dead. That doesn't mean it will never come back. Like, it's still Civilization for Sid Meier's sake, right? It is Civ. So there will be plenty of time where people would just come back. Definitely the latest, with probably the first expansion or something like that. So wouldn't surprise me. But right now, Civ is weak. We don't have a lot of historical based 4X games, and Ara has fostered a community. Ara is still on Xbox Game Pass and will stay on Xbox Game Pass. So when they release 2.0, Xbox definitely also has an interest to promote the game there. And Xbox Game Pass, as we know, is bringing in a lot of eyes on a game people normally wouldn't have checked out, right? So this is all a chance for Ara to just come back and even build on the community they have, even build on the player base. Like with what I'm reading here, this all sounds fantastic. This sounds like something I would have wanted as an Ara player and makes me actually really excited to come back to this game. Because, again, Civ 7 wasn't it, and we don't know when it becomes it, probably months, if not even years, and there's nothing really else on the horizon. And I really enjoyed Ara. Like, the basis for this game was solid and made me go and make a lot of videos, made me go and play a lot of this game. So now that I'm seeing this, I'm kind of excited to come back and check out all those new updates, and this all sounds fantastic. So with that said, we will definitely be back with more Ara videos in the future, and I will definitely be excited to check it out. So with that said, if you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to leave a like. Also, let me know down below in the comments what you think about all of this. I'm really interested to hear some voices from the community. And if you're new to the channel and you haven't yet, definitely consider to subscribe for more Ara videos. And of course, if you love strategy games, management and building games, that's what this channel is all about. So if you enjoy that, definitely subscribe. With that said, have a good one, stay safe, and see you next time. Bye-bye.